What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'll break down what's happening with the economic calendar thus far, what the news is saying about the markets, and how the charts are looking in my honest opinions. But before I begin to all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit $500 into the account, you are guaranteed 20 free stocks. If you deposit $25,000 or more, you're guaranteed 75 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon, in just a couple of weeks. Anyways, for the market right here, you guys can see that Tesla's looking pretty decent as it's trying to hold above this 170 area. If we do continue to hold above this, we do have potential to go all the way up to this imbalance towards this 172.74 area, if not higher than that. And if we fail here, then we're going to be coming back down to 168. But overall, Tesla is showing a lot of strength and a lot of life. So I'm going to break down more information about Tesla in the markets. But let's first talk about the data. So for today, initial jobless claims came out above expectations at 221,000. Despite this, the market is holding up well, and continuing jobless claims came out below expectations as the labor market is showing a little bit of weakness. And this is just what the Fed wants because it's going to be a lot better for inflationary data. When it comes to exports and imports, everything was very, very close to the forecast. We saw exports being a little bit stronger than what we wanted, and then imports were also a little stronger as well. So, not bad whatsoever. The dollar is continuing to fall as we're starting to see more strength in the US equities and other markets out there. Now, for news involving the markets, the Dow dropped for the third day in a row on Wednesday. The 30 stock index came down quite a bit as we saw other tickers kind of trading sideways. And we did see some things that outperformed it, such as the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, but that's a bit of a change right here. Amazon's cloud computing division is cutting hundreds of jobs in its physical store technology and sales marketing units. This is no surprise during times like these, and that's very, very important because of their new changes in their French stores. Disney shareholders on Wednesday re-elected the company's full board. So far, so good. He also said Jerome Powell speaking yesterday. He's in no rush to ease monetary policy. He also mentioned that inflation, it is too soon for them to say when it comes to the recent readings, whether they're going to be cutting rates or not. So they need a little bit more information first before they do anything else like that. So, excuse me. He also said that there could also be more bumpy rides as they approach the 2% targets. So he did say some things that were a little bit more on the hawkish side, but for the most part, I would say he's kind of in the middle. Didn't really say anything too insane. And for Tesla, I'm seeing some new headlines coming out. So basically, Tesla team is scouting locations in India for about $2 to $3 billion for an electric car plant. And that's some big news coming out because this is going to be a very, very big partnership and a lot of work that's going to be done to help make this a reality. If Tesla were to end up building a gigafactory or making an announcement for a location very soon, that would be very, very bullish news because Tesla could reap a lot of benefits. Now, many of the taxes and many of the import taxes and such in India are still quite high. There are other regulations Tesla has to try to get through, but there was a lot of progress being made from new tax changes, which were announced just a few weeks ago. So Tesla could reap some more benefits. We'll have to see how things go. And let's see if Tesla makes any announcements for a potential location inside of India. That's going to be very, very important. And that could be very helpful for Tesla too. So what do I see for the share price? Honestly, guys, Tesla is pushing upwards. It's looking bullish in my opinion. We have to see if we can maintain this level above 170. If we hold above this, look for a push all the way up to 172.75. If not, 174. And if we end up losing this 170 area, we could be coming all the way back down to about 167.8 to 168. If we lose that support, we're going to be coming all the way back down to about 165. Overall, I would say Tesla's bullish. It's continuing to push alongside the markets, so it has more bullish potential, and we're seeing more life in this chart. I also want to add that on the 4-hour time frame, Tesla is showing life right here as well. You can see the PPOs near a crossover. This looks like it could push even higher for Tesla. So the chart's looking a bit more bullish to me as of right now from a technical standpoint. There were some downgrades that came yesterday in terms of its share price from Morgan Stanley and a couple of others, but it's not really affecting it that much. And as of right now, it looks a bit more bullish. So things are not looking too bad. Let me add one more point I forgot to mention. So with all the data that came out today, we also have the 4-week and 8-week bill auctions coming out at 11:30 a.m. Then we have a bunch of Fed speakers later on during the day, like Kugler, Messer, and then Barkin. afternoon. So watch for those as well later on, but it's not really going to affect the market in an insane manner, at least for now. As of right now, the market is pushing. So approaching the Fed speakers, we're looking pretty bullish, and Tesla looks like it has more potential. SPY looks no different. It's pushing for 523, looking pretty strong, and we could continue to pump higher. I did tell you all that SPY should respect an uptrend and continue to push. Going to be looking for a push for about 524 and see how we react up here. So far, the chart is looking a lot more bullish. So watch for 524 and see what kind of reaction we get up here. If we reject off here, because this is where we have some tight resistance, then we could come back down. If we hold up here, we're going to be fine, but I do see a potential test of 524 coming very, very soon. The spot is looking a bit more bullish. Watch 522 is key support. If we lose this, we could come down to 520, but I see more potential for us to go all the way up to 524. For was this the QQQ? We're showing some more life. We're approaching some tight resistance. Could go all the way to about 447.5 to 448. Could go a little bit higher, but then watch that tight resistance. The higher we go up, so it's looking more bullish. Make sure you watch support around 446 and 444. But so far the chart looks bullish. Apple's trying to break out as well. We have an inverse head and shoulders like structure. Watch 170.9. If we break this, we could go all the way to about 171.5, the 200 EMA, and this imbalance up here. So I'm seeing some potential in this. I'm seeing some life in this as well. So let's see if this continues to push. And overall, Apple's looking pretty darn good. And then finally, we have this Nvidia stock. Nvidia's looking pretty good as well. Came down a bit. Now it's back within this range. So watch 908 as resistance. Might get a test there. If we do break through this, we could get another push for at least 915, if not 920. If we fail to do so, just watch resistance at 908. But as right now, there could be a temporary bounce on Nvidia. Don't forget, Nvidia has a bigger head and shoulders like structure developing, but for now, I do see some potential for the much shorter term. For Supermicro, we're trying to break out. We broke 1020, going to be looking for a push towards 1060, and if it breaks that, we could get closer to 1080, and then 1100. AMD is showing some potential. We're actually above our 200 EMA. If we keep pushing, we're looking for a move all the way back up towards higher levels, such as 186. For Coinbase, going to be looking for a push as well. We're approaching 162. Watch 160 to 162 as resistance. So we'll have to 260 to 262 as resistance. Excuse me. Uh, Amazon's approaching 185 as resistance. If we reject off that, we could return to about 183. If we hold above that, we could continue to push towards 186. But I do see I do see an attempt to get closer to 185. And then for Meta, looking bullish as well. We've broken this high at 515. So we're going to be looking for a move towards 520. If we reject off 520, it's going to be coming back down towards 509. If we keep pushing, watch for a break of an attempt to get to 520 and even a break through that. So we're looking bullish on the markets for now, but make sure you watch resistance and see what happens as we approach the bull auctions, and we'll see how things go. With that being said, guys, make sure you watch your resistance levels. Make sure you watch the charts very carefully, and just know that the bulls have a lot of control, and Tesla has a very, very nice bounce attempt that's coming right over here. Tesla has more bullish potential as it approaches these imbalances, and we're seeing buyers continuing to defend it. Let's see if Tesla breaks some key resistance levels and we get a nice push from here. Let's make sure Tesla holds 170, then this thing could continue to go higher, in my honest opinion. With that being said, I just want to thank you all so much for listening. Please have an absolutely incredible rest of the day, and I'll see you guys very soon in just a couple of hours. Thank you, and peace out.